It costs me between £10,000 and £12,000 a month to open Corner Kitchen Rotherham. Here's why. Now, I follow and monitor a lot of food-based businesses, and I see the same sort of comments from the same sort of people in every video. I can make my own spud for £1 at home. I can make my own breakfast sandwich for £1.50 at home. Fantastic. You can also buy a 4-pack of battered cod from Farm Foods for £3. You don't have to go to Chippy. You can buy some beer from the supermarket. You don't have to go to the pub. You can buy a steak from Tesco for £6. You don't have to go to Miller and Carter. You know, the same applies for sandwich shops. But for us, 10 to 12 grand a month is roughly what it costs us to open. We've got rent to pay. Now, again, fortunately for me, our rent isn't that much. It's around £130 per week. One of our biggest expenditures, again, this expenditure comes with obviously earning money at the same time. It's via ordering apps, Just Eat. We spend more on the Just Eat commission, actually around twice the amount as what we do to rent the building. That's how much we pay to Just Eat. It works out roughly around about £10,000 a year to Just Eat in commissions. You've then got your card payments. We're with Square, so our card payments aren't massive, but it still works out to around £3,000 every single year that we pay in fees in order for people to pay for our food using their card. Utilities. Now, for me, utilities aren't massive because we're only open around 25 hours a week. And I know, we literally open for breakfast and then we're closed. We don't need to open any longer. Utilities for me, approximately £300 to £400 a month on electricity. Water, for some reason, water for businesses in this area, it's really expensive. It's costing around £150 a month for water. We don't have gas at the Corner Kitchen, we're electricity only. So really, in that sense, it's not that bad. People, when setting up these sort of businesses, don't also factor in such things as waste removal. Waste removal for us costs around 80, 90 quid a month. We've got a contract with a pest controller. Now, that's not something that the environmental health require, but it's something that I do because I'm one of these people that's quite over the top when it comes to health and hygiene. You know, I like everything to be perfect. I like having the 5-star hygiene little sticker in the front of the shop. So we have to pay for a contractor who comes probably, I'd say, every quarter and comes and checks the outside of the shop, checks the front of the premises, checks the structure of the building, checks inside the building, does everything, signs everything off, and then we show that to environmental health when they come. That costs money. You also have stock. Now, stock for us is included within that £10,000 amount that I did mention, £10,000 to £12,000. Now, obviously, the more stock we sell, the more stock we have to buy. So it's up and down. So I wouldn't class that as an actual cost, but you know, for the purpose of this video, it is still something that has to be paid, as is VAT, as is tax on any profit made. Now, that's obviously not included in that 10 to 12 grand amount, but there's so many other costs: internet, phone line, public liability insurance, employers liability insurance, wear and tear on equipment, because for some reason in this sort of premises, fridges break constantly. Fridges and freezers are always breaking, and that really pisses me off. Deep fat fryers are another thing that really wind me up. They break constantly having to replace deep fat fryers because obviously we use them quite a lot for a lot of the things that we serve. But again, it's just part and parcel of running a busy sandwich shop. And a business's most expensive outgoing, and rightly so, is staff. If you need staff to run your business, obviously you've got to pay them, and wages in this day and age aren't cheap. Now, I'm fortunate that we only choose to open 20 to 25 hours a week, so my staff costs aren't massive in comparison to a lot of businesses. And my shop is staffed Monday to Friday. It is run solely by staff, and then at the weekends is when I tend to come down and help. But I only live a few minutes away from the shop, so quite often the staff phone me to say, we're really busy, can you pop down for an hour and give a hand? So that is what I do. I mean, I am here every single day filming content, speaking to you guys, making sandwiches for the hundreds of thousands of followers and subscribers that we've got. So I sort of see that as, that's my role. I'm the guy that promotes the business and does the social, whereas the staff are the ones that actually follow my menu and serve the customers. And again, I come down and say hello to people and meet people and generally have a good time. And I know that these sort of videos, they're probably the most exciting video. I'm sure you'd rather me be making a gigantic breakfast sandwich, stood in front of this griddle. I need to clean this down actually. But you know, I think it is important because there's so many people that are uneducated. That's not their fault, but they're so uneducated with regards to how businesses in this country work and how to operate a successful business, especially one that's been fortunate enough to get the following that we've got. Now, I've got something that very few businesses our size have, and that is the monetization behind social media. Now, we're monetized across this platform and two other platforms, the blue one and the other one, TT. IG don't actually pay for any views whatsoever, but we do earn a revenue stream via the 3 social media outlets, and that is a considerable amount of money. And again, on the plus side to putting ourselves out there across social media and having all these followers and views and whatnot is more people are then coming to the shop after watching the content online. We're having people every single day, even on a Tuesday, which is our quietest day of the week, travelling from Scotland. We've had people from Ireland, we've had people from Norway, Australia, Denmark, Sweden, Cornwall, Wales. What's the island called? That little island near down bottom of the country. I can't remember what it's called. But we've had people every single day travelling to come and see us and to come and sample the food, which again, to me, I find that absolutely mind-numbing that somebody would travel 5 hours in a car to come and try some 90% sausage meat patties. But again, I am so thankful for that. And although the business without social media would comfortably survive, this shop has been a business as a shop, sandwich shop, for 45 years. I've owned it for 4 years, and I've sort of brought it into the modern era, so to speak, the digital era, which, you know, if you want a business to work in this day and age, you've got to sort of go down that digital route, and I think I've done that quite well. And we have been made the finals for the 2026 Britain's Best Sandwich Shop as well, which is another fantastic accolade for me. So I just wanted to make this video just to let you know that there is a reason behind businesses charging more than what it would actually cost to make the same sandwich at home. For some, it's quite self-explanatory. For others, they just do not get it. And it is very frustrating when I see these comments saying I can make myself a bacon sandwich for £1.20, or I could do this, I can do that. You could do a lot of things, but you don't. You're paying for somebody to cook the food. You're paying for the stock. You're paying for somebody to wash the pots. You're paying for me to keep that food cold before it's cooked in the refrigerator. My electricity is cooking that food. My staff. Do you know what I mean? So it's not just the product that you're paying for. There's so much more surrounding that. And hopefully one day, if you set up your own business, you'd actually understand that. And this, believe it or not, spam is one of the most, pound for pound, most expensive things that I buy in and sell on. It works out at around about 45, 48 pence per slice to sell spam to the customer. So obviously to hit our GP, we have to sell that at considerably more. And to say that it was once a very, very poor meat, I mean, I absolutely love fried spam. But again, people don't see the costs involved with running this sort of business. Like, you know, we use my catchphrase, 90% Puick sausage meat patties. They are craft butchers sausage meat patties. They're not the sort of thing you can get in Tesco's or Waitrose, M&S, Asda. They are genuine butchers quality food. Same with our bacon. Same with the eggs. Same with just everything. It's real quality. I mean, we do offer a cheaper alternative sausage, but they are still the high-end premium sausage for a frozen sausage. The 74% Puick. You know, to compare that against the nation's biggest selling sausage, which is a Richmond, they're 42% Puick. You know, so we do try to offer very good quality produce for our target market. We're not an upmarket sandwich shop. We don't sell avocado and poached eggs. We don't do any of that sort of thing. We serve tradesmen and we serve local people. So it doesn't make sense for us to put on a butcher's sausage that's 96%. It just doesn't make sense. It's financially not viable to do that because our target market will not pay what we'd have to charge to sell those products. So I hope this video makes sense. I know I'm rambling on a little bit, so I am going to end it there. And as always, viva the pork. I always do that at the end of the video because I've got good arms. Now, I'm very transparent with regards to running a business. I post a lot of behind the scenes stuff, a lot of breakfast sandwich builds, food challenges, and all kinds of content. So if that's something that you enjoy, please help me be the first person from my town to reach 100,000 subscribers and get that little silver play pack and subscribe to this channel.